Hi there, I'm Math Mom, and today we're going to be talking about algebra, specifically
solving equations with adding and subtracting.
Good stuff, guys. Okay, now for algebra, we'll have an equation with an unknown in it. It's a number that we don't know the number. We have to solve the equation to find out the answer. And normally they use the letter Y. They use X, they use Y, they use S, they use T. They can use any letter at all, but normally it is a Y. So here we have an equation, an algebraic equation with an unknown in it. And we have to solve the equation, and we do that by isolating Y. What does isolate mean?
Get it by itself.
Get it by itself, and we want to get it by itself on one side of the equation.
Mom, you're telling me that to solve the answer to the question, we have to find out what the Y means?
That's exactly what it means, honey, by solving the equation. We have to figure out what the Y is. So here we have an equation, 6 equals Y minus 2. And our first step is isolate Y. We have to have Y by itself on one side of the equal sign. So how do we get rid of this minus 2? How can we make that minus 2 disappear so that we've got Y by itself on this side?
We're gonna have to
We add 2.
Add 2.
Okay. Good. Now, what's the rule with the equations?
What you do to one side, you have to do to the other?
Exactly. So if we add 2 to this side, we're going to have to, what do we do to this side?
Add 2 to that side.
Good. So we're going to have 6 plus 2 on this side. And on this side, we're going to have Y minus 2 plus 2. We do minus 2 plus 2. Write this out. We're adding 2 to make this. What's minus 2 plus 2?
2.
Minus 2 plus 2. Hold up 2 fingers. And now take away 2 fingers. This becomes 0. So on this side, we've got Y. Do we put Y plus 0?
No.
Not normally, do we? And on this side, we have
6 plus 2.
6 plus 2. Also known as
8.
Look what we've done. We've isolated Y, and we've solved our equation. And my teacher was always very fussy about having the variable written on the left equals and then your answer on the right. Now, what's our next step? What do we write up here?
Check your answer.
Yeah, because maybe we made a mistake. So let's do our check. We do our check by going back to our original equation, which was 6 equals Y minus 2. What did we get for Y?
8.
8 we substituted in. We have 6 on this side. What's 8 minus 2?
6.
So we got the right answer. Okay? So to solve an algebraic equation that has pluses and minuses in it, we isolate Y, we get our answer, and we do our check by going back to the original equation. Let's find our eraser here and do another example. Okay, we'll take it from your homework sheet. What if we have Y minus 4? Let's do this one. Oh, you know what? Let's change it a little bit. Okay, now we have to, what's our first step?
Isolate the Y.
Isolate Y. How are we going to get Y by itself on this side of the equation?
We're going to have to jump.
Yeah, that actually is the shortcut. If we take our numbers and we jump over the equal sign, what happens to the number? What happens to the sign that is with that number?
It changes.
It changes to the opposite. What's the sign of the 4 on this side of the equation?
Subtraction.
Yeah, it's a negative. Yeah, 4 is negative. So if we take the 4 and jump over the equation and put it on this side, What's the sign with the 4? What does the sign become?
Positive.
It becomes a positive. Now, is that too quick for the lesson?
No.
It's the same thing as, let's do what we did before. We have y minus 4. How do we make this minus 4 go away? How do we get it up to 0? We have minus 4, we have to
add 4.
Good. And what we do on one side of the equation, we have to do on
the other.
Okay, and this becomes, what do we have on this side now?
Plus 4.
Good. Minus 4 plus 4 this becomes 0. And we're left with y on that side of the equation. And 5 plus 4 on this side, which is also the same as 5 plus 4.
9.
Okay. Now, if we take a number and we jump over the equal sign, the sign changes. So what we could do is a little bit of a shortcut here. We could just have y equals, we take the minus 4 and we jump over. The minus 4 has become a positive 4 on this side of the equation. See? We've got our plus 4 right here. What is the sign of this 5 here, honey?
Positive.
And if the 5 jumps over the equation this way, what does it become?
Negative.
Yeah, minus 5. Okay? So here we've got y equals 9. And we'll just do our check. Always check our answer. We go back to the original equation. Y minus 4 equals 5. What answer did we calculate for y?
9.
9 minus 4 equals 5. What's 9 minus 4?
5.
Okay, so we get 5 on this side and 5 on this side. Did we get the right answer?
Yes.
We sure did.
Math, Mom. What about adding?
Oh, adding? Yeah, adding and subtracting. These are equations with adding and subtracting. Sure. Let's do one where we've got an addition, and then we've got one more example to do where y is negative. Okay, should we do, does it really matter? Let's just do 10 plus y equals 17. Okay, now, first thing we do is
isolate the y.
You have to get y by itself. Now, what's the sign of 10 on this side of the equation? Is it a positive number or a negative number?
Negative.
On this side, honey?
Positive.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. It will be negative. What sign is the 10 going to be if we jump over the equation? Jump over the equal sign. So if it's 10 on this side, what sign is the 10 going to have if it comes over and lands on this side of the equal sign?
It's going to become negative.
Good. So we'll have y equals, now we've got 17 here. What do we write here?
10.
And what's the sign for 10, honey?
Minus.
Yeah, because it was a positive number on this side of the equal sign, jumps over, it becomes negative. So y is equal to 17 minus 10, which is?
7.
Oh boy, you guys are tired. And now we check our answer. And we've got 10 plus y equals 17. What did we get for y?
7.
10 plus 7?
17.
And this is a true statement. We've got 17 on one side of the equal sign and 17 on the other. So we calculated the right answer. Now, there's one more equation that we have to watch out for. They'll try to trick you on a test. What they'll do is they'll have the negative sign in front of the y. Now, we know we have to isolate y, and we want y to be a positive number, not with a minus sign in front of it. But we already know that if we take a number and jump over the equal sign, the sign of that number changes. What sign is y right here?
It's a negative.
It's a negative. And when we solve our equation, we want y to be?
A positive.
Okay, so how can we change this equation so that we have y as a positive number?
We're going to have to jump.
Good. What jump, honey?
The y?
The y is going to jump. So it's negative over here, and we jump over the equation, that's the second time I've done that. We jump over the equal sign, and y is going to become positive. So what are we going to have on this side?
Y plus 1 equals 7.
Excellent, honey. Have we isolated y?
No.
Okay, so we need to do another step. We have to get rid of the 1. 1 is a positive number on this side of the equal sign. If we jump over, well, crawl under or jump over the equal sign, what does the 1 become over on this side, hun?
1 minus 7.
Oh, the 7 is a positive number. We're going to have the 1 jump over the equal sign, and the sign on the 1 is going to become?
Negative?
Yeah, now the 7 is already a positive number, and what do we have here?
1?
Yeah, and is it plus or minus?
Minus?
Yeah, it sure is, honey. Because the 1 crosses the equal sign, and the sign changes. So y is equal to? 7 minus 1? Should we check our answer?
Yes.
Okay, check. And we have 1 equals 7 minus y. We have 1 on that side, 7 minus, what did we calculate for y?
6.
What's 7 minus 1? Or 7 minus 6?
1.
1 on this side, 1 on this side.
Always
We calculated.
important to check.
It's always important to check because, especially in a test, you may do a mistake with your calculation. We got a 2 here, 1 on one side of the equal sign and a 2 on the other side. We know that we made a mistake, and we can hurry back and make a correction and still get proper marks on our test. Okay? Now, we've kind of covered a lot of ground in this introductory video to algebra, but there are a couple of things that we need to remember. Y must be
By itself.
yes, it must be isolated, and it must be a positive number. Okay, so if you have an equation with y being negative, you have to change the equation when you're isolating y. You have to change the equation so that y is positive.
Positive.
I sure hope that's okay. Now, it also, the next thing we know that is numbers change their sign.
As they jump over the equal
Yes, change their sign when
math mom. Oh.
they
Sorry.
cross the equal sign. My pen's running out. What happens to the 3? Right here, 3 is a positive number. It jumps over the equation, it becomes a?
Negative.
Yeah. So if we want to isolate y in this equation, we have 3, it comes over here, and the y comes over here, becomes positive. We can do 2 steps at once, right? And we always need to check
Your answer.
Check your answer. Always. Don't want to lose marks just because of a simple adding or subtracting problem. Should we hurry and solve this one? 10 minus y equals 3?
Sure.
Good. And then this will be our last one.
Okay.
What's the first thing that you want to do? What would you like to
Make
do
y
first?
a positive.
Great. And how do we do that, honey?
Jump.
Y is a negative number on this side of the equation, of the equal sign. crosses over, it becomes positive, right? So what are we left with here?
10.
Okay. Now, we've got 3 already. 3 is a positive number. And what do we have here?
Plus y.
Excellent. Now, is y by itself? Have we isolated y?
No.
What do we need to get rid of?
Put 3.
Now the 3 is going to jump, and what's our next equation going to be?
10
Yeah, because we already have 10 and 10.
minus 3 equals y.
Okay, and 10 minus 3 is how much?
7.
Boy, that took a while to calculate.
Let's check.
Yeah, now, and my teacher in public school would want us to rewrite that to say y equals 7. It's exactly the same thing. And when we do our check, we have our original equation, 10 minus y equals 3. What did we calculate for y?
3. No, 7.
Okay. Now, we do 10 minus 3. What do we get on this side of the equal sign?
3.
Hoo-hoo-hoo, just like that. We did our we isolated y, got an answer, checked our answer, and it's correct. Okay? Anything else that we missed, you think? Or is that good enough for now?
I think that's good enough for now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.